and welcome to this edition of Student of the Game. I'm your boy Ro, contributor for State of the U and OG member of the Orange Bowl boys. Well, that was a dogfight, especially when cats were hanging from the ceilings. You played them close. Miami fans are probably sitting a little perplexed this morning why the offense just wasn't as efficient as it needed to be. But it's kind of plays like this. Right here, 1st and 10, you came out. This is the wrong read for me. This is going to be an RPO-attached bubble right here at the bottom of the screen. Now, initially, you see the post-snap window change is going to happen. You saw that cornerback. He was basically bailing. Now he's playing things more over the top. He's getting away from that press man variety. He does this late. And right here, Derek King, you got to be able to pull that ball, hit this bubble screen. I think you have the numbers there. And then this play gets swallowed up into the backfield. Now, we're going to go ahead and back this up and figure out how that happened. But here's the penetrator right here. He's in a zero tech. He's lined up right over Corey Gaynor. And in this case, he passes it off right there, but to no one. Navon Donaldson just goes right up to the second level. And in that play is DOA, dead on arrival. When you're lending credence to the fact that the kids just don't seem prepared, it's plays like that that's giving credence to it. Miami needs to shore that up in the future because plays like that, it's just not going to work. You know, from my seats yesterday, I felt that there were several instances where the offensive line provided an ample amount of time for Derek King to process the information, look for the right read, and potentially complete it with a successful pass. However, in this case, Derek King's going to run. And anytime I see a quarterback run, I love to play the game where I'm going to freeze the frame right when he decides to run because I want to see what he sees. And in this case, I'm going to applaud the decision of Derek King to go ahead and turn into a runner. Now, App State on the back end, I feel, honestly I do, that they're patrolling the areas where you like to go. Meaning, look at the coverage, look at right here between the corners in the space, and they end up being in the perfect prime position right here on a 2nd and 11 to go ahead and make the play. So when Derek King is surveying the field, this is 3 reads coming into view, right? Here's Mike Harley on a shallow cross. It's covered. You got Will Mallory in the middle of the field. It's bracketed. And then here at the top of the screen, your 3rd read, well, that's covered too. So everything is covered. So now applaud the effort for Derek King to go ahead and tuck it and run it and go ahead and get a first down. Now, I want to go ahead and back this up a little bit as well, because when teams are playing that good of coverage, what can we do to combat this? This might be the time to go ahead and break your tendencies, maybe some double moves. Right here, if we go ahead and take this on a squirrel out, if we come in and do the Z out, act like you're coming into a mesh, come back out into the flats, maybe that gets open. We do a double move at the top. I think it's that time because the more you see great coverage against you, that's perfect, and your quarterback's being flushed constantly from the pocket, it might be our time to adjust. Know your worst nightmare. I recently had a great conversation with a buddy of mine, Lance Roffers, who does a remarkable series for Canes Insight called Upon Further Review. X's and O Film Junkies, you need to check that out because it is great stuff. But we talked and we said, if you have a play call, what is the perfect counter call to that? What is the worst case nightmare scenario, and how do we combat that? I was reminded to this play I featured last week on Student of the Game when the Alabama Crimson Tide, in the shadows of their own end zone, had the halfback in perfect harmony with his offensive line for the perfect nightmare call. And what was it? If DJ Ivey would have came in and cat blitzed, corner blitzed, this running back was ready because offensive line necessarily wasn't in a prime position to handle it. He then looks middle. It doesn't come. You'll even see a little hesitation because he thought that this linebacker was initially going to come in on a blitz. He wanted to make sure with the confines of the offense that his quarterback was going to be protected, and was he? And this was the result. Touchdown, Alabama. Now, let's go over to the Miami side. You have 5 offensive linemen. Your running back, protection-wise, is on this side of the quarterback, tucked into the boundary. What is the worst-case scenario? The worst-case scenario is one of these linebackers coming in late in this alignment, maybe somebody coming in here. So what happens? This is intentional by App State. Like I said, got to give them credit because look at what they do to the offensive line. Now it's one-on-one. You got a center occupied. They're pinching down. You got a left guard occupied. You got the left tackle occupied. And instead of looking for the worst-case scenario, you go ahead and you just hit this linebacker who doesn't come, this linebacker was free to come, and he's going to take a hellacious shot on D'Eriq King, who throws a remarkable pass and even better catch. So yes, that was remarkable highlight throw and catch, especially under pressure. But you need to know where your worst nightmare is. This is going to be a quick hitter take, and I know that the Miami defensive coordinator, who also happens to be the head coach, has put a heavy emphasis since he's got here on tackling. But 2 games into the season, the missed tackles are starting to mount up, and here's another example of how. Pay attention to the right tackle for App State. When he comes out, he's doing what's known as a feint block. He's going to act like he's going to block and just kind of let him go by. Defensive tackles now in no man's land. You see this on midline reads where they let somebody go by, a defensive tackle. You're reading it. The quarterback can either give or keep. But the running back here, slick, he's going to get downhill quick because he knows that this window is going to close quick. Here's a seal block right here from the center. So he's got to get downhill, and he does. Now, there's missed tackle number 1. You weren't necessarily blocked. You're in prime position. No one touches you, but you missed the tackle. And now here comes a safety in the box now, free hitter, perfect prime opportunity, and there's a whiff as well. You get 2 missed tackles, especially when the primary line defender doesn't even get blocked. Yeah, that play's going to go for a first down. I'm going to be honest here. D'Eriq King doesn't necessarily have any reads that are viable, and when the App State defense is getting home with only a 3-person rush, yeah, that's going to be a potential problem. So let's go ahead. On the back end, quarters coverage, that's what it's going to be. You're going to have a defender, though. He's going to buzz flat. Okay, right here at the top of the screen, if you're trying to run a quick out and try to get this first down, this is exactly what this defense combats. He's trying to play this flat aggressively to take this out away. So the rest of it's going to be at the top of the screen. This is a post. Let's check this out. Oh, yeah, that's not getting open. All right, this is Xavier Restrepo right here, OBB brand ambassador. He is blanketed. There's nothing there. And then you're going to have this check down come into view. Yeah, that's covered too. And remember that 3-person rush? Yeah, we're going to watch that again. We're going to stop it, back this up real quick. So, yeah, let's go ahead and check this at the bottom of the screen. He's just going to get really physical, knock our right tackle off of his balance point. There you go. He flushes D'Eriq King from the pocket. So, nothing open. Right tackle having a little issue there. And it's not D'Eriq King's fault. I had some people reach out to me privately with concerns about D'Eriq King's arm. But on this wide side field throw, it's going to be 2 stops. I don't know. It looks good to me. Miami's obviously going to see the cushion out here to the field side. This DB's giving close to 13, 14 yards of cushion. So right here at the snap of the ball, like I said, this is a wide side throw. This is in time. Ball's still going straight, in time, in rhythm. Looks pretty good to me. You know, App State, it's 2nd and 25. 2nd and 25, the chances of somebody running a screen or a draw are pretty high, right? Right. So in this situation, you want to talk about the most perfect play call? Watch the walk-up linebacker. He's going to go ahead and go right into the flat and go right for the screen. D'Eriq King's looking left first, decides to throw right. Navon Donaldson's never going to get there. Boom, this gets blown up. You can't ask for a better play call from App State on that one. There was a lot of perfect play calls on the App State side. This is one of them. Late walk-up, 31 seconds. You're trying to use tempo. Can't communicate this, and man, they're just going to come right here with a run blitz, catch you in the backfield. So on a 3rd and 6, when you have to have it, you're down 23-22, you're in field goal range, but you got to try to put this game away. The University of Miami, well, they don't get it. So in this situation, trips at the top of the screen. Once again, App State, they're going to go ahead. They're bracketing Mike Harley. Now, D'Eriq King is looking in this direction, and this is what he sees. 2 stops, well, they're covered. This is a 2-for-1. This cornerback's in prime position right here. He's not going to have it. Yes, initially I think, okay, anticipation ball, you hit the seam with Will Mallory. There is a safety over the top. There is one. Without the all-22, I have no idea exactly where he's going to be. So those reads appear to be covered. He decides to flush. Now, at this point, I think these guys are still trying to, play the illegal man downfield hot potato game because nobody wants to go ahead and look for work. It looks like they're a little tired, I'm going to be honest. And we're short, and it leads us to a potential field goal, which was the play of the game. And we've waited all clip to say it, but this game, well, it was on the right leg of a true freshman. Hit it. Bang.